Islam, Hinduism and Buddhism are not religions. A close parallel to saying that Christianity is the only religion is the opposite but rather equivalent position which suggests that it is the only not religion, as here by Timon Girard, who said the following: "The realization that Christianity is not a religion in the strict sense, but a principle that destructures all the archaic religions and must temporarily clothe itself as an institutional religion too, so as to be able to enter into dialogue with the historicity of religions. Like a Trojan horse, it penetrates, adopting the language and symbolisms of the religions, but at the same time completely reversing their meaning, demystifying all the violence, as it can free itself from the need to resort to scapegoats and the immolation as a system for ending conflicts and crises within communities." Translation blunders seem to be everywhere in history. Here's a particularly critical one for today. In recent centuries, some European people began to doubt Christianity. In the course of their doubt, they separated out areas of life that they considered were really not to do with Christianity. Other parts of life they left associated with Christianity. Then they used the label to describe the bits of life that they considered not a part of Christianity. That label was borrowed from the church. They called it the secular. The other bit of life that they considered to belong to Christianity they called religion. Thus was invented the category religion. That kind of seems fair enough. However, in due course, descendants of the people who had made the above invention assumed that it was somehow written into the nature of things. They forgot that someone had made it in a particular historical context. Then those people, when they began exploring beyond the boundaries of Europe, found that other people also had things like, that resembled what they called religion. That is, they found that other people were doing what seemed to be praying. They were wearing priestly robes. They were preserving holy books. They were gathering people for ceremonies and so on. They thought, those things seem to be like Christianity. They must be religion. Let's call them other religions. Thus the category religion, that really describes Western Christianity of the time, was used as a category to include the ways of life of other people around the world. The starting point for those researching or trying to understand non-Western Christian people's ways of life was, as a result, always Christianity, but called by another name, religion. From the above, we got to the position, really very much the case up to today, in which Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, Islam, Judaism, and so on are all taken as being religions. Thus, they're assumed to be variants of Christianity. That is to say, in the study of comparative religions, the basic assumption is one of sameness to Christianity, unless or until otherness is discovered. Any otherness that is found tends to be described comparatively to the original religion, i.e. Christianity. For example, if one should say that another religion has many gods, the understanding of gods, of which there are many, remains that of Christian people's understanding of what it is to be a god. The gods concerned are by default assumed to be like Christian notions of what a god is, even if that association is not made explicit. This process of starting with a default religion and comparing everything else, i.e. other religions, with it, is very deceiving in the contemporary world. Native English speakers who are rooted in the very Western Christianity we're talking about, what happens? Well, they end up with a very distorted view of the rest of the globe. The English language carries the same confusion all around the world and plants it through education, media, translation, wherever it goes. In short, it is very deceptive to call Islam, Hinduism, and so on religions. Doing so is giving them a false Christian baptism that they do not own, often don't want, and that certainly doesn't fit.